Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Olivia Page with oraclebyolivia.com, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the new moon and the full solar eclipse, which are both occurring this Saturday, December 4th, 2021. So the solar eclipse that is going to occur this weekend is a full solar eclipse. However, it's really only going to be seen in like the southern hemisphere, so up here in the northern hemisphere, we're really not going to get to see it, but we'll still be affected by those energies. I don't know if you remember, but it was 2017 when there was a full solar eclipse that crossed the path of the United States. I was fortunate enough, I traveled and got to see that full solar eclipse. It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was an amazing thing to see. Very interesting to see the whole, to be in the middle of the day, in the middle of this beautiful sunny afternoon, and then all of a sudden, you know, the moon crosses, you know, the path of the sun, and, you know, it got dark. It wasn't dark, it was like dusk, but it was really interesting, and all the birds and the animals got quiet. And for in 2017, the moment of totality, you know, the eclipse, when the sun is completely covered, it only lasts for like 2.5 minutes, and then it slowly uncovers again. So it slowly became covered by the moon all day long, basically, not all day, but most of the day, until it was fully covered, and then it stays there for a couple of minutes and then slowly uncovers for a few hours afterwards. So anyway, that's what we're going to be experiencing this Saturday, along with a new moon. But like I said, so we'll see the new moon, which basically is we won't really see a moon in the sky, but unfortunately we won't get to see the lunar eclipse, or the solar eclipse, but we still are going to, those energies are still coming forward. So this eclipse is in the sign of Sagittarius, and so is the new moon. So I thought before, that's the wrong one. Where is it at? Oh, right here. So here is a little diagram of how the new moon works. So you have the sun, the moon, and the earth. So the moon is in between the earth and the sun, and so the sun is shining onto the moon, and the sunlight is being reflected back to the sun. When it's the full moon, then the moon is over here, and when the sun is shining, then that light is shined back to the earth. But with the new moon, it's being reflected back to the sun. So so this is the same position that the eclipse is in. So when the eclipse happens, it happens during the day, and you know, for a solar eclipse, it happens during the day, where the moon is in between the earth and the sun, directly between, and that's why it blocks out the sunlight for that small period of time. But in the northern hemisphere, we will see this as the new moon. So the next full solar eclipse is going to be next year in November. I think it's November 8th is the date that I saw, but next year is the next full solar eclipse. Now, I didn't do a whole lot of research. I'm not sure that one's going to be visible in North America, but I think, so that one happened in 2017, and I know the next one that's supposed to cross the United States again is supposed to be, I think, is 2024, but this time it's going different. So the one in 2017, it went from like coming in through like Oregon, going down and across the United States at a diagonal. And so I think the next one is coming up from Mexico and going across the United States at a diagonal. So anyway, these two occurrences, they're bringing in some fresh energy. So what they're doing is they are creating a pause. So they're creating a pause. So when the new moon happens, we don't see the moon in the sky. That's when we have that clean slate, when we can set new intentions. And the same with the solar eclipse. It's like this pause of energy, this pause, this reset. It's like we're going through a reset of energy to, it's almost like a switch. So we've had a lot of awakening stuff going on for many, many, many years. And every year it increases the amount of people who are waking up, who are wanting change to occur in the world, where there is, where we're living on this planet in a different way, in a way that is coming from a place of peace, love, and harmony. And so more and more people are desiring that. And because of that, it's helping us in our ascension process. And the ascension process is essentially where we are learning to hold more light, where we're learning to come from our heart versus our head, where we're learning to connect deeper with our spirituality, where we're learning to have a deeper connection with our soul selves and higher selves, so that we can operate from a place of love and kindness and compassion. And so that is what has been going on the planet for many, many years. And part of that process is the unraveling of limiting beliefs that we have. There are many limiting beliefs. So there are things that we have been taught as a society for thousands of years. So part of that veil that we have, where we have that disconnect from spirit, that was part of this programming that we received for these thousands of years. We underwent this programming that came from a place that was purely logical and intellectual, that came from a place of toxic energies, and so that's where we've been for a really long time. But we're moving through that. We're moving and transforming these toxic energies. So there's a lot of transformative energies going on the planet. And every time we have a new moon or a full moon or an eclipse, or just whether, or the solar flares, like there's all this new energy coming in. So that's the other thing. We've had 3 or 4 solar storms. I think we've had a solar storm every weekend, maybe except one, since Halloween. And so these solar storms like happen, it's like they happen the few days before, and then the energy comes down and then comes down into the Earth's, atmosphere and, onto the planet. And that's a really high vibrational energy that's coming in, that is also creating a lot more transformation and creating more people to wake up. And what we're waking up from is the disconnection that we've had from our hearts, from our higher self and soul self, and the disconnection we've had from source. And so, or maybe you call it God or the universe, but I call it source. And so we have this disconnection from these things, or we had this disconnection, and we're slowly starting to reconnect to these things, learning to connect to our heart centers more. And so, so the energy of Sagittarius is a fire sign, which is about transformation. And I know we talked about Scorpio and how Scorpio is the sign of transformation, is like the ultimate sign of the 12 signs of transformation. But fire is a transformative energy. And if you think about it, all of the signs are transformative, or all of the signs, the elements are transformative. So water transforms things, can allow more flow. And if we think about a stone, if we have it in a stream, if that stone was rough, it didn't turn smooth in a day or two. It took years of that water washing over it to chisel away at that stone and create the transformation of that smooth rock that you get when you pull it out of the water. And so, so water is transformative, but maybe it's more in a go in the flow way, maybe it's a slower process, where fire can have a quicker transformation, right? You burn something, that happens quickly usually, you know, the fire happens quickly. And then you have your ash, and from your ash is where you can alchemize and transform and grow something new. And sometimes that growing process happens a little bit slower, right? You plant a seed, but usually in a couple weeks, you see some kind of growth. And then, you know, as you nurture it, it continues to grow. And earth is always changing, right? The earth is always changing. And I think that's kind of the point, is that change is inevitable. Change is always occurring. And air is the transformation of movement. It helps things to move. It helps things to shift and sway and move back and forth or move forward. But it's, you know, it transforms things through movement. And so all of the elements are transformative. And spirit is transformative through just having that connection and that guidance and that like inner knowing and being connected with your intuition. So when we think of Sagittarius, I also think about how Sagittarius is represented by the Archer. And the Archer is you know, he has his bow and arrow, and he's always ready to make the shot. He's always ready to take action when it's necessary. And he always aims to hit his target, and he or she works towards hitting that target no matter what. And so our target here is ascension, is elevating our consciousness, raising our vibration, is having a deeper connection with ourselves, having a deeper connection with our heart, having a deeper connection with others, remembering that we're all connected. Remember, we're going through this together, helping each other out. And so this is our goal. And so with this new moon and solar eclipse, it's helping us figure out how to hit the mark, how we can hit the mark. And so the new moon and the solar eclipse is also bringing that reset, that ability to reset. And so we snap into a new shift. Maybe we shift into a new timeline. Maybe we've raised the vibration enough to shift into a new timeline, a better timeline. How we can help accelerate these things is raising our vibration, being kind and compassionate to others, to ourselves, desiring that new world, that new earth that comes from love, peace, and harmony. And so we're working towards it. That's part of this ascension process. And the ascension isn't going to just happen to us. We have to help create it. I believe it is a co-creative process. So you have to have that desire in your heart, in your whole body, in your whole spirit, for something good to happen, for for the world to work in a different way, where we all have enough to eat, we all have roofs over our heads, we all get to follow our hearts and our passions, we all are healthy and get taken care of, that we help one another, whatever the new world looks like for that. We have to start taking more time to envision that and to help create that through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our actions. We have to start taking those actions. It's very easy to to quickly become triggered. It's easy to become triggered, and it's very easy to become triggered, and that's okay. Be kind and gentle with yourself. You're a human, or you're a soul having a human experience, and this is way different, because when you're just your soul, not in this dense human body, it's way different. It's way more free-flowing, free form. And so here we're in this dense body trying to learn how we hold this whole beautiful energy of our soul in this body. And so, but our higher self is part of that soul self of us that needed to stay outside of the body so that we could connect on a deeper level, so we could connect more deeply with our soul. Because if it was all in our physical body, we might not be able to have that remembering that we're having at this time, that we've been having for many and many years. Some people are just waking up. Some people have been woken up for a long time, and some people may not ever wake up. Some people may have chosen to stay in this third dimensional reality, and they're like, this is, I came here to be this human and this human only, where some of us chose to be this human who goes through this transformation process of ascending. And so, we each decided at soul level, and that's okay. And so lots of transformation going on. This is an opportunity for a clean slate to reset our energies and to hit the mark. We're learning to hit the mark. So it's really important. I would do some visualization exercises. I would start doing it often, like every day. Take a couple minutes where you just think about what this new earth looks like for you, what it feels like. What does it feel like? That's super important. What does it feel like? Connect with your heart center. What does it feel like to live in a place of harmony, peace, and love, and kindness, and compassion? What does that feel like? It's probably a feeling that feels so good and feels almost unrecognizable, but recognizable at the same time, because you've experienced both the duality. You've experienced the really low point, and you've experienced the high point. And right now it's like we're somewhere in the middle and we're trying to get back up to the high level, to the higher point. And there's nothing wrong with anybody who has chosen to stay where they're at. That's okay. That's their choice. That's part of their journey. That's part of the experience their soul decided to have. That doesn't make them wrong or bad. It just makes their experience different than ours. And that's okay. So let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Well, I guess I'm going to pull some cards, and we'll see what the cards have to say about the energy that's coming in. Okay, so let's pull some cards and see what the cards can tell us, what Spirit wants to tell us through our through cards about the new moon and the solar eclipse. I'm going to link below. I wrote a blog about Sagittarius. There is a video that I created about, it's a oh, the birds are distracting me. It's a horoscope video. So it's what energy your sun, moon, and rising sign is working with during Sagittarius season. So that's still good until December 21st. I'm going to create a pick-a-pile reading video for the new moon and solar eclipse. So I'll link that below. Really, there's lots of videos, just like as I was talking about all this, like I've got an ascension video that I've created. I've got a blog that I wrote that's about triggers. You can find that on my website, oraclebyolivia.com. If you just scroll through my videos on my YouTube channel, there's all kinds of stuff there. So there's lots of things, and know that when you're watching one of these videos like this, as long as it's not one of the sound healing ones, then you can watch it. You can change the playback speed to time and a quarter, time and a half, whatever, you know, if you want to speed it up. If sometimes, you know, there's so much content to watch, there's so much to learn, and from so many great people, and I know that, and so sometimes it's nice to be able to speed up some of that so it can go by just a little bit quicker, so you're not sitting, because I know sometimes, you know, sometimes videos can get pretty long. So okay, so I think I'm gonna start with this deck. What does Spirit want to tell us about the new moon and the solar eclipse? Yeah, I'm wondering if because if the solar eclipse is occurring in the southern hemisphere, it would be in a different zodiac sign then, wouldn't it? Wouldn't the sun be in a different zodiac sign? I'm just thinking out loud. I think I'm going to look that up. Okay. So I looked it up, and so it looks like that it would be the same. So it would be the same. So even though the solar eclipse, we can't see it in the northern hemisphere, we're still affected by it, and it's still influenced by the sign Sagittarius. So what it says is that the zodiac was based on these constellations that are closer to the equator. So because they're closer to the equator, they can be seen, basically be seen almost all over the world. So that's why whether you're in the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, you would have the same zodiac signs line up at the same time. Okay, so I found that out. I thought for sure they were going to be different, but you learn something new every day. So there you go. If you have any more information about it, please feel free to comment about it. All right, so let's see here. What else can Spirit tell us about these energies? Oh, so like if you're feeling really drained, like I know for the solar flares, like it's so interesting, like I'd have all this energy, and then once the solar flare hit, like I would just be so exhausted. So if you're feeling drained, if you feel any kind of woozy or you've got any vertigo going on, that's all with the energy shifting. If you're feeling, so when I get ascension symptoms, I feel like I have like a cold coming on or something like that. I also feel almost feverish, and I always check my temperature and I don't ever have a fever. So I feel feverish. I feel like I have a cold coming on, and I feel kind of drained. And I always take extra vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. I take quercetin. What else do I take? Some herbal tinctures. I take all kinds of stuff, even though like I know it's just ascension symptoms. It actually really helps. It gives your immune system and your physical body a boost that it needs to help integrate all this extra light that is coming in. Sometimes Symptoms can be similar to detox symptoms. So just know that you might be feeling, maybe you're getting headaches, maybe you're feeling tired, maybe you have to be in the bathroom more, maybe you feel like you're getting sick. Did I say that like 5 times? Sorry. And so anyway, just honor your body. If you need to rest more, listen to what your body needs. And drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and just be kind and gentle with yourself and be kind and gentle with others. Okay, so like I think I was talking about triggers, and it's easy to get triggered, and so it can be so easy to get triggered, especially now because of so much that's being transformed, because so much light is coming down, because so much truth is being exposed. And so because of this, there's a lot of energies that feel kind of conflicting. They are kind of conflicting because we're releasing all these limiting beliefs, and so it can just feel kind of overwhelming. So if as you're aware of that, if you find yourself like when you're out in public, how triggered you can get, like a long line in the grocery store, someone in front of you taking too long, someone, maybe they cut you off, things like that. Like, how can you take a deep breath and send that person love and light? Send that person love and light. Send yourself love and light. Recognize that, okay, I'm triggered, I'm angry. Why am I triggered and angry? Why? Because I'm exhausted. Why? Because I want to get through this line. Why? I've got something to do. All right, I acknowledge that. I understand that. Me getting upset isn't going to make this line move faster. Me getting upset about that person cutting me off can't change what just happened. It happened, it's done. All I can do is to continue to try to drive as safe as I can. And so, and then send love and light. Send love and light. So that's something you can do. And you just set that intention. I send love and light to the person who just cut me off in this lane, or whatever, I send love and light to the person ahead of me, whatever it is. Okay. So the more we do that, the more we can help. All right. So let's see here. All right. Light activation. Light activation. I saw this card. I was shuffling the cards and I saw this card and I was like, oh, this card I think looks like the card that should come out. And it did. So light activation. The number 19 reducing to the number 10, which reduces, ultimately reduces to the number 1. So new beginnings, all right? And that's what the new moon is all about. And the solar eclipse is new beginnings. So it says evolution of spirit, actioning of plans, transcendence. Yes, so take some time to really connect with yourself. Take some time to integrate this light activation, and know that this light that's coming down, it isn't just coming down on the new moon. It isn't just coming down on the solar flares. It is this continuous, a continuous influx of energy that's coming in, okay? And so there is more light coming in, the more and more people who are waking up, the more and more people who are meditating, the more and more people who are taking time to send love and light to themselves and to others. There is more light coming down, and light is very important. Okay, we are light. We are made of light. We come from light, and we are, as we ascend, we're trying to create this light body. So try to meditate, to integrate the energy, to take time to rest. See the energy. You can do a visualization of feeling this energy of pure love and light coming into each of your chakras. Feel it coming into each of your chakras, filling each of your chakras up, clearing them and cleansing them, helping them to to fill with light, to expand with light, to fill your body with light, see the light. Something new I've been telling people is that we're not just letting the light wash over our body. We need to see that light going into our body, going into our tissues, going into our cells, okay? Because if it's just washing over us, that's fine, and it's clearing, you know, that outer energy field, but we need to clear that inner energy field. We have to clear that inner energy field inside of us. Everything is energy. So, we are made up of particles. You know, we are made up of those neutrons, electrons, and protons. Those are all, you know, vibrating and coming together, and they come together to make atoms, and those atoms come together to make molecules, which come together and start forming tissues and cells and our organs and all kinds of stuff. And so we ultimately come from light. We ultimately are made from light, from energy, from vibration, from sound, from light. We are all of those things. That's why sound healing is so effective. And so we are light. That's why energy healing can be so effective. But we're also in a very dense body. So we have to see that energy transforming our tissues and our cells and our bones and all of that. We have to see the light coming really deep into our body. And the more we can see that energy coming into our body, the more we can be shining that light out instead of just being the surface light. You know, it's light that's coming into our body, so then it's shining out. Okay, so I want to open the book here because I want to see who the person is, and then okay, so Charoite. I don't have any Charoite. I was going to get some the other day, and then I never got any. But it's a purple stone. It's a beautiful purple stone. And this is Ascended Master Djwal Khul. Sorry if I'm not saying that properly. It says, your soul is seeking new challenges. Let yourself be free. Well, right away I think, no, I'm not. I am not looking for a new challenge. But we have to see it from a different perspective. This is an opportunity to see a challenge as from a different perspective. So instead of the word challenge, we should say a new experience. Your soul is seeking a new experience to allow yourself to be free. Sagittarius is a sign that really loves freedom. And so we're trying to set ourselves free. We're trying to set ourselves free from these limiting beliefs. We're trying to set ourselves free from the construct of this human form so that we can create a more light body, one that isn't so dense, one where we can be more free form, where we can expand more. And so evolution of spirit, actioning of plans, and transcendence. It takes action. If we're going to ascend, it takes action. We have to take action. If we want the ascension to happen, we have to make it happen. Okay? And part of that is releasing limiting beliefs. Part of that is seeing yourself in the highest light that you possibly can, seeing others in the highest light, knowing even if they're making mistakes, even if you think they're just awful people, you know, send them love and light. Think of them as they don't know any better. They weren't taught how to come from a place of love and light, of compassion and understanding. And even if your mind wants to say, well, neither was I, and I learned it, well, then you chose to have a different experience than that other person. Okay, they might feel like they have to be where they're at, that they have to be there. And I'm not asking you to change other people or to try to change their mind. I'm just asking you to have compassion and understanding for other people who are at a different level in their experience as a soul than you. Okay, there is no right or wrong experience. Now, I know I could get a lot of backlash for it, right? Because there is a lot of horrible things that happen in our world, but it is all part of the human experience. Trying to think of how I can say that so it doesn't get me in hot water. Of course, I don't want anything evil to happen in the world, and I'm not condoning anything evil or bad to happen in the world. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, like, just that we're all choosing to have a different experience. And there are some people who choose to operate from a place that is lower vibration, not as high, not coming from love and light. And some people have chosen that they want to interact with that kind of energy versus the kind of energy that creates the transcendence that, you know, we're after through the ascension process. And that's their choice. It's hard. It's hard to wrap my brain around the whole thing, even to wrap my heart around the whole thing, because even though there's some bad things going on, it feels like it's affecting us. Even those of us that are trying to be more love and light, we feel affected by it, right? But we have to stand firm in our beliefs that love will prevail, that light will prevail, that goodness will rise above the stuff that feels heavy and bad, that we will rise above it. Okay. All right. So Charoite is a crystal that you could get that could be good for you. You know, I don't have any, but I do have this. I think I showed this in one of my last videos, or maybe that was for something else. Anyway, this is purpurite. I love purpurite. Let me see that side. So pretty. Anyway, I love this. Purpurite is another very amazing stone for like this light activation stuff. Actually, you can hold this stone like over your third eye chakra, your crown chakra. You could lay down, put stones on all of your chakras. Here's an affirmation. I activate and awaken my soul's divine intelligence. Divine intelligence. Your divine intelligence. Your divine intelligence comes from your heart. It comes from your head. It comes from your soul. It comes from your connection with source, okay? It's a mixture of everything, all right? There are some people who are very emotionally intelligent, right? And some people are very mentally and logically and rationally and, you know, intelligent. And so there's different styles of intelligence. And so when we have divine intelligence, we are melding these different intelligences together to create more harmony. Okay. So let's see. I pulled a lot of decks out, so... I would love to hear anything that you're feeling, how you're feeling, what you're experiencing, anything you have to add. You know, I'm always open to learning something new. All right, so the cards that came out were transformation with the word pressure, yeah. And richness, marine life. Aw, that's nice. Okay, so what this is telling me is transformation again, more transformation, more changing. We're changing, we're shifting, and there's some pressure. It feels like this pressure. It's like we're in this pressure cooker, and it feels like it could implode. And so, but instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in this light, and we're gonna help hold in this light to help calm things down. So as we're going through the transformation, we can come to the richness of life. So marine life, this is water energy, water energy. So take a mindful shower where you get into the shower and you're like, you know, I set the intention that all the energetic gunk that does not belong to me is washed down the drain and transcended or transformed into the highest good of all. And set that intention when you get into the shower and wash yourself clean, wash your energy body clean. But we see this a lot going on. So there's a lot going on, but how can we see all these things that are going on as abundance? How can we see it as something that is to our benefit? Okay. So there's a lot of benefit for us at this time, even though I'm having a hard time myself going through all of this. There is so much going on the planet, and so it can be hard sometimes for me to like know without a shadow of a doubt that everything's going to be okay. And so know that it's okay that you have those feelings. What you can do is acknowledge those feelings, be kind and gentle with yourself about those feelings, and then you transform those feelings with, okay, I'm going to feel this in this moment. I'm going to allow myself to have this feeling. You know, the goal is to not get stuck in it. So you don't want to get stuck in it, and you want to be able to transform it and be like, okay, I'm going to feel this in this moment, and then when I'm done, then I'm going to bring in the light into my body, deep into my body and my cells and my tissues and my organs, and I'm going to allow myself to trust, to have faith, to surrender to the process of what's going on, and to just do my best each day in each moment. Okay? All right. So let's see here. What chakras can we work on at this time? All right. We got 3. All right, so this is the first one. Okay, this is the heart chakra, tender embrace. This is the 4th chakra and the number 22 on it, which reduces down to the number 4. But the number 22 is all about harmony, balance, partnership, things coming together and things working out. Everything's going to be okay. And so tender embrace, the elephants, learning from our ancestors, healing our ancestral wounds. That's part of what we're doing with the the releasing limiting beliefs is actually helping to do that ancestral healing that needs to be done. Okay. And so tender embrace, reach out to others. If you need a hug, find a friend that you can get a hug from, or a family member, or if you have a family that you live with, you know, give out some more hugs, hug each other more, and hug for at least 30 seconds, because then you release, I think it's oxytocin or something like that. Anyway, it's some kind of chemical or hormone that your brain releases that helps you to feel good. All right, let's see the other ones. Close encounters, the number 10. This reducing down to the number 4, this is about a solid foundation too. So having that solid foundation, having a solid foundation of a solid support system, to make sure that you have a solid support system. And then close encounters, number 10, again, close encounters, getting connected with each other again. And the number 10, which is the number 1, which is, again, new beginnings. So you're releasing, look, you're coming out of this. You're coming out of this cage. You're learning to connect with other energies. Ooh. And then did I say this is the second chakra? So this is like your creativity, your sexuality, also just feeling free is what I'm hearing, feeling free. All right, and then we've got the third eye chakra, number 36, seeing beyond. Look, we've got that third eye chakra activation. So there's definitely some activations going on, light activations, third eye activations. We're connecting. We have our, look, 2, 4, 6. The second chakra, the fourth chakra, and the sixth chakra. 2, 4, 6. Let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 6 and 4, 10, 12, 3. The number 3. The number 3 can be celebration. This can be your more working towards working further towards your goals, working with others. Again, working with others. All right. The number 36, those are divine numbers. 3, 6, and 9 are divine numbers. Okay. 3, 6, and 9 are divine numbers. And so 36, 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is all about 9 is about like the ending of a cycle, so starting something new. And also the 9 is also about humanitarianism. So what can you do for your neighbor? What can you do for your community? How can you contribute to the raising of the vibration on the planet? Now, it doesn't have to be something big and huge. It could just be a meditation where you sit and send this love and light out to the earth. Maybe you know there's someone that's struggling, and so you really take time to send them love and light. You know, you don't just say it, but you sit and see it and visualize it, or feel it going to that person. Maybe you know somebody who's struggling, and so you make them a meal and take it to them, or a coffee, something like that. So coming together as a society, as a community, coming together and working together for the greater good of all. Okay. All right. Okay, nature's wisdom, the number 2. The number 2, again, partnership, working together, asking you to co-create with Mother Earth. So that humanitarian number 36 down to 9 is, you know, how can you co-create with Mother Earth? You know, that's something else you could do if you're someone, you know, maybe you're not really a people person. Maybe you want to do something for the earth. So maybe you go pick up some garbage, or maybe you just sit under a tree and meditate, or maybe you go send some Reiki to the trees, or maybe you just, you know, send love and light to the trees, or go drum down by the trees, or, you know, or a bush, or, you know, in your yard, or, you know, in a park or something like that. But nature's wisdom, listen to nature's wisdom. So this is like cycles, going through the cycles, allowing the cycles to go, you know, cycles ebb and flow. And so going with the flow of nature's cycles, and also nature's wisdom, we're reconnecting with the wisdom of Mother Earth. Sixth house energy, sustainability. The number 44. The number 44 is the angels. The angels are surrounding us. We are being surrounded by angels. We are being surrounded by spirit. We are surrounded. We are fully surrounded and protected. So the sixth house energy of sustainability, that we are learning how to create something that's sustainable for ourselves, that's sustainable for the planet, and how we co-create and work with the planet in a sustainable way. Okay, so let's pull one final message. action. Stop hesitating. Movement. Create the magic. Nothing can hold you back. I also feel the unicorn energy. Even though this looks like this is a Pegasus. This is a Pegasus. So I feel the unicorn energy, the Pegasus energy. They're helping. They're very high vibrational beings. They're coming in to help with our ascension process. They're helping us to integrate this light, to help us with this light activation. They're helping with all of this energy. They're helping us clear our third eye, see with our third eye, remembering to, close encounters and tender embrace. It's important to connect with people. It's important. And if you aren't comfortable connecting with people, then really connect with nature. Go hug a tree. If you don't want to hug somebody, go hug a tree. Okay. I like to go tree hugging, and is very good. It's good to connect with nature. All right. So I think those are all the messages that I have for you at this time about the new moon and the new moon and the full solar eclipse, and the solar flares. I know I touched on them a little bit, but I want to say quickly that the solar flares, I said this in one of my videos that I made earlier in November, but the solar flares are going to be increasing. So the sun goes through a phase. Goes through this 11-year period. I think it was 11 years, but they go through this. It goes through this period of where it wanes, where it doesn't have very many solar flares, and then it waxes. And so we're in the waxing phase of that. And so the solar flares are going to continue to increase. We're going to continue to see more and more solar flares. Why? Because we're bringing in more light energy is coming down. More of this energy is coming down so we can hold more light into our bodies, so we can hold more light into the earth grid of Mother Earth. And so we can have that transcendence, so we can have that light activation, so we can rise up and transform, so we can create the sustainability that we're looking for, stability and security and safety. And so just remember, it's time to take action. The sun's energy is all about taking action. If you check out my YouTube channel, I have 3 videos that I made. It's a 3-video series about masculine energy, and the masculine energy is very much associated with this energy of taking action. And so there are 3 videos where I trans-channeled 2 different beings. In each video, they're about 20 minutes long, 20 to 25 minutes long. And you can learn more about masculine energy and why it's important to connect with divine masculine energy, because we're moving out of the toxic masculine energy and we're coming into divine masculine energy, divine feminine energy, and we're combining those energies together to create this balanced energy of just divine energy in general. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you so very much for being here. Check my description below. There's going to be lots of links to lots of different things. And like I said, you could just scroll through my YouTube channel and just see there's lots of videos. I made a sound healing in October for Illumination. That's a very short healing. And you can watch that Sagittarius video. And I'm also going to link below a pick a card reading for the new moon and solar eclipse. Alrighty. You have a wonderful new moon and solar eclipse. Make a wish. The new moon is all about making wishes, so make a wish on the new moon. Set intentions of something you want to create for yourself, something you want to create for the world, something that's going to be positive for everyone, not just for you, something that's not going to just benefit you, but that will benefit the world around you. Okay? All right. Well, I will see you soon. Bye.